Hey everybody, welcome to 5 Steps to Generate Leads on Social Media with Video.
Yeah.
Super excited that you're here today, and if you're not here live with us, you're going to get the playback anyways. So thank you for joining. Really excited just to add value and be able to kind of share what we know, a little bit about what we know with social media.
For sure.
There's a whole lot to it, but let's get the conversation started. So I'm Adam Williams.
My name is David Torres.
Yeah, and we are Live Unreal Media. So Live Unreal Media is a member of the Live Unreal family of companies. So just a little bit about who we are, Live Unreal Media, before we get into the content today, which I know why you're here today, to learn about generating leads on social media with video. But why should we even be doing this, right?
Yeah.
Live Unreal Media is more than just a marketing company. We are a real estate marketing agency. We're 100% focused on real estate. It's all we do. We work with some of the top agents in the country. So we specialize in social media marketing, real estate marketing, video editing, videography, photography, ad management, but especially social media marketing for realtors. And we work with top agents from all over the country, providing these services for them. And, before we go any further, we should mention we did send out a workbook to everybody in the email. If you don't have your workbook, we're going to put it in the chat as well, so you can go find that. Really important to have that. We put a lot of notes into that. That way you can follow along and try to really get value out of this, and hopefully be able to really take away some key insights to building your social media.
For sure. Yeah. So we'll have that link there shortly. So feel free to download, or just pull it up and follow along, like Adam said.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's who we are as Live Unreal Media. And just a little bit about us, so you know who we are and why we're teaching this. So I'm Adam. I'm one of the partners, the operating partner of Live Unreal Media. We're in partnership with Jeff Glover, who is the owner, founder of Glover U, and the owner of Glover Agency, which is Michigan's #1 real estate team. And then our other partner is Greg Erlanger, who is the co-owner and founder of Easy Sales Team, Easy Referral Network, which is Ohio's #1 real estate team. And Greg is also a Glover U coach. He coaches Marketing Mastermind for Glover U. So I've been in the real estate industry now for about 10 years. I began my career originally as a real estate photographer, so I had a media background. And then I actually, funny enough, I was hired by Easy Sales Team. My now partner, Greg Erlanger, and his partner, Mike Sinicola, they hired me as the marketing administrator for the real estate team. And so my job when I came in was to onboard new agents, and then I had to teach them .loop. I was .loop certified. If you're part of Keller Williams, or a lot of different brokerages out there use .loop for contracts.
Yeah.
So I actually had to learn that whole program. I was .loop certified, got to go to Cincinnati to their headquarters and tour the whole facility. So I was in charge of teaching that. I was in charge of teaching Commissions Inc., so Sync, the CRM program, and then marketing for the team in general, including listings, helping individual realtors build their brand. So that was my job, was to work with all the realtors coming on the team, and they were very high volume as a team. And then where things really got started was during COVID. We had to figure out, how do we market these listings and how do we increase market share for the team when a lot of places real estate was shut down. Ohio, it wasn't shut down. We got lucky with that, but we still need to figure out, how do we actually increase business during that time. So we started Easy Media Productions together. Myself, Greg Erlanger, and Mike Sinicola did. And with that, we were able to bring a new level of innovation through media and marketing to the Easy Referral Network. And this was an in-house media company for their real estate team. And so when we did that, we really focused on marketing these houses virtually, so that you didn't have to actually step into the house. You could sell a house without even going to it if you're a buyer. And so we did that, and then we actually made a connection with Jeff. And so for the last couple of years, we've been working with Jeff to do all the Live Unreal events, the big events. You'll see us flying around with our cameras and all that fun stuff, and doing a lot of their social media items as well. And then we decided to start Live Unreal Media together to create this awesome marketing agency. So that's where we're at today. That's who I am. And David, why don't you introduce yourself?
Yeah. So I'm the marketing director, lead consultant here with Live Unreal Media. My background, so media came to, I came to media. Church was my playground there. That's how I learned sound, live streaming, website, video editing, anything that the church needed media-wise. that was my job. And so I really learned all the skills there, and got to practice and have a lot of fun. And then I moved here to Ohio to become part of Easy Media, and quickly it turned into Live on Real Media now. And yeah, so like alongside Adam, Greg, Jeff, I've been able to really learn the ins and outs of real estate, right? I had no real estate background, and so with you guys, were able to really teach me, again, just the ins and outs, like what it takes to market a home, how are people, your potential clients, consuming that content, and what does that do to them psychologically? Like, how is that translating to business for you guys? So then we were able to take that into a social media realm and really help just bring you exposure, brand recognition, credibility, and things like that. So yeah, so that's my role here. I'm sure a lot of my clients are here.
Tracy already commented.
Oh yeah, thank you, Tracy. Love you. Thank you.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we're excited to get into this.
Yeah, absolutely. And David has been a very vital part of our company. Really, this social media venture that we went on. Greg and myself, we've all been experienced with it, but a lot of this was David's brainchild. So he is the mastermind when it comes to this whole program and what we do here. So very excited to get started on this. Did we put the workbook in the chat yet? Cool. All right, awesome. And before we go any further, I see some people already commenting. It would be really cool if you could comment where you're from. That'd be awesome, so we can kind of see where people are at. We work with clients from all over the country and Canada as well. So it's really cool to know where a lot of different realtors are from that work with us.
Yeah, see Ryan's on there from Glover Agency. Yeah. How's it going?
Yeah, very cool. Okay, so let's get into the content today. What we wanted to really focus on today was our roadmap to success. What we're going to go through now are the steps that we give our clients. So we're going to share some pretty insider information here that we actually use on a weekly basis with our clients. This is our roadmap to success. When a client signs up with us, no matter where they're at in the whole journey of social media for themselves, they're going to be somewhere in this roadmap. Whether they're very experienced on video and they have their own YouTube channel and they're already getting some leads from social media, which we've had some clients that are on that starting point, so to speak. Whether you're there or you're brand new to this, you've never made a video before, and you're like, hey, I want to do a YouTube channel, or I want to get on TikTok, I want to actually optimize my Facebook, or whatever the case is, but you're not really familiar with it. We have a lot of clients. I'd say majority of our clients we're actually at that starting point.
Yeah, I mean, we did a social media audit for Black Friday, and a lot of the realtors that came in had an idea of how to use social, but they weren't optimizing it. There was a lot of quote unquote money left on the table, so to speak, right?
And that's why we started this program was because we realized a lot of realtors, they know they need to be on social media. We've heard it said so many times. We all agree with that. Video is the future. It's more than the future. It's now. So a lot of realtors understand that, but there's a disconnect as to how do I do this? Realtors really need to be spending their time working with buyers, getting more listings. And so we understand that. So that's where we came in to help out with this. But this is our roadmap to success. This is what we use with our clients. We call it the 5 C's to success. So it's really our formula. And this is a process. I want to say it right from the beginning. There is no shortcut. When it comes to growing your social media channels and having a successful social media presence that actually generates leads and generates business for you, it's not overnight. I don't know a single, there's, in an actual industry like real estate, I don't know a single person that got there overnight.
No, I'm sure there is those...
some kind of outlier.
Yeah. Someone that really pushed the envelope and did something that demanded attention, right? You have those. There's a realtor out in Arizona, the Tatted Realtor.
Tatted Realtor,
just exploded.
Very unique.
And that's his name, by the way. That's his handle. It's not that he has tats. He has tats, but his name he's the Tatted Realtor, and it pushes the envelope with his listing videos and the social media content that he puts out there. So those guys, sure. For the majority, it's a marathon.
Yeah, gotcha. By the way, people are commenting. We have some Cleveland people here. I see Greenville. Yeah, there's a bunch from
We got
Greenville.
Canada, yeah. The Holmes team, yeah. I met with them for.
Teresa, thank you. You're one of our favorite people for sure. You're awesome. Awesome. Fort Worth, Texas. Very cool.
Yep.
Ontario, yeah. Awesome. So yeah. So this really, there's no overnight success on whether it's YouTube, Facebook. This is consistency over time plus value. So our formula you'll see in the workbook here, really this is what the equation comes down to when you think about it. It's value plus consistency over time equals success. Value meaning high value video content, not gimmicky, not just for the purpose of entertainment. I mean, everybody can go out there and do the goofy dancing videos, which people love those. I mean, yeah, or a cute dog video. Like people love that kind of stuff, but is it high value? Are you going to get a lead from that? Probably not. It might get you exposure, but we'll talk about that here in a second. It's value plus consistency over time equals success. And when I talk about consistency over time, we're talking a pretty long time here. We're not talking even a month, not talking 3 months. You might start seeing some success.
For sure.
And you should be seeing some success, but the level of success that I think a lot of people have expectations for, they don't understand. It takes a long time, kind of like anything else in life. If you're going to learn a new instrument, for example, if you're going to learn how to play guitar, you're not going to do it in a week.
Yeah.
It takes a long time to learn that. Well, there's skills involved we're going to talk about today.
Yeah.
And also we should mention, everybody knows, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram are very saturated. And the last stat, and this is probably outdated, I saw was like 3.5 million videos per day uploaded to YouTube.
Yep.
That's probably outdated because that was a while ago I saw that. It's very saturated. So your content needs to be very high value, and you have to do it for a long period of time. So that's the first thing to have the right mindset to get into this.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's right now 114 million active YouTube channels on YouTube alone.
114 million.
Active. I mean, how many of those are actually producing content? Still a high number. Yep. But the fact that, saturated is to say the least.
With real estate, with all of our research, people are catching on. There's more and more YouTube channels per city you're seeing where people are doing kind of what we're coaching on. They are doing it. So it is becoming more and more popular. And I think we've all seen a lot of the real estate agents who are doing this effectively as well. There's the Ken Pozaks out there and that really are ahead of it. They've been doing it for years.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, they look at someone like Ken Pozak and they think, I want that. Well, it took him how long to get that? It's not overnight. So that's the first thing we always talk to our clients and make sure you understand. This is a long haul here. Yeah. It's definitely a marathon.
Yeah, and value, there's different attributes to it. It's not just information. Yeah. Like, yes, we want it to be very value driven as far as like you providing value to your viewer, but it's also quality, not that one's more important than the other. I think there has been times where the way social media has evolved. At one point, it was the high quality. It had to be the cinema cameras, and everyone was doing the vlogs with like very high end cameras, really nice lenses and things like that. The mics that has a place for it. Yep. But now it's a nice equal proportion of both. So you have to have the value, but it also has to look pretty decent.
Yep. So the first question to ask yourself, if you're attending this webinar, then the answer is you do want to generate leads on social media. Well, if you do want to generate leads, first question you have to ask yourself, are you willing to do this for the long haul? This is not an overnight success. It's not the same as paying Zillow, X amount of dollars and hoping to get X amount of leads. That's not how this works. This is one of those things, the more effort and time and quality you put into this, the more you're going to get out of it. Yeah. And it just takes time. So here's the roadmap. So the roadmap consists of 5 C's to success. There's really 5 steps with this. And some of these steps overlap, and some of them take time to develop. So we're going to walk you through this, and it's all in the workbook here. So the first step is becoming a content creator. So first C is content creator. So becoming a content creator is what you have to look at doing first, because you're realtors. As a real estate agent, you might not consider yourself a content creator. But if you're going to do this on social media to get leads, you have to become a content creator. Jeff always says at his big events and on his webinars, stop being a consumer and being a creator. Yeah. And you have to think of it that way, that you are becoming a creator of this. So as a creator, the first thing you have to ask yourself, what type of realtor are you? And these are important questions. This first phase, this first step is all about self-discovery. You have to know who you are first before you can really tell your story on social media.
Yeah.
So what type of realtor are you? What makes you different? I mean, if you look at your demographics for your city, from wherever you're from, I wonder per city how many agents there are that you're in competition with. So what makes you different from the other people around you? If I look at myself, what makes me different? So, we encourage you to take time and actually write that down here. What are your attributes and qualities as a real estate agent that make you stand out?
Yeah.
Just a little bit of self-discovery there. And then moving on to the second point then, personality traits then. So when you look at, and the whole focus of our program here, when we're talking about today, is video driven, by the way. It's not just social media in general. There's obviously posting and
for sure.
We can go into all that in a different webinar, but this one is about video. So video is all about you. You are selling yourself. I always tell our clients, when it comes to real estate, yes, you're selling houses. The house is the product, essentially. However, you have to sell yourself before you get to that point.
For sure.
So you have to sell yourself to get that listing. You have to sell yourself to get that buyer.
Yeah.
Because they have thousands of realtors to choose from in your area. So then you have to ask yourself, one, what makes me stick out?
Mm-hmm.
So think of it like when you're selling a house, you start looking at that house and you start thinking, what makes this house stick out from the other ones? And that's what we do. When you're marketing a home, you're looking at, well, it has this, and that.
Yeah.
You write up your description. Well, think about yourself.
Yep.
What makes you stand out?
Yeah.
Marketing yourself. So then when it comes to video, what personality traits do you have that you want to showcase in your videos? And this can develop, by the way.
Yeah. You as humans develop, your personality. You might find that you have a interesting sense of humor.
Yes.
That might, you don't know what it is right now, but you know that it's there. So it's something that you could start incorporating.
Yeah, and as you start your video journey at first, if you've never done it, it's so intimidating. You turn that camera on, you're just like, hi, I'm so-and-so.
You forget your
name. We've seen that so much.
Yeah.
And over time, it's one of those things that you just get used to it. The camera becomes a person. You just end up being yourself.
Yeah, and you have to look at yourself, like Adam was saying, look at yourself as the brand. So I think I've always said real estate has always been behind on trends because of people being so busy, not spending so much time on there. It could be very, you can feel lost at sea, so to speak, in social.
When you say behind, you're referring to what's happening on social media.
Correct. Yeah, what's happening on social media,
Yeah.
what's effective, what's actually working, what are people actually consuming on social media.
Yeah.
And so when it comes to that, I also think that they look at marketing the same way, where it's like, and this is no knock to Jeff's team, this is no knock to Greg's team, but a lot of people hide behind I'm part of the number one team. And which is great. I mean, that gives you.
You definitely should use that.
Yeah, for sure.
We're not saying don't use that.
But their identity becomes that, and they don't develop their brand. So, like, one thing Greg says, and Greg Erlinger, and I really love that he says that, is like in Keller Williams. I don't know if it's like this for other brokerages, but it's you have a brand within a brand within a brand, and so on and so speak, right?
If you're on a team,
if you're on a team, right? And so you should be looking at yourself as the brand that exists within your team, within your brokerage, within
different levels.
Yeah, and what stands you out in that brand, right? And so, because you can say I'm part of the number one team to a client, and they might say, "Are you number one? Are you number 3, 10? I want the number one person, right?" And so it's like, yes, use that as leverage, right? But also know that you have to bring your brand up.
Well, then a lot of realtors they're not on a team. So then
True.
It's even more important that you really have a strong brand presence.
Yeah.
And on video, the brand is you. It's your personality. That's why we love video, and video works so well on social media. It's the one tool you can use to let people get to know you.
Yeah.
If you do a Canva post, there's no personality in that.
Yeah.
You might have your colors, you might have a logo, but there's no personality. And people that want to hire a realtor, they want to know who you are. I mean, we care about that kind of stuff. If I'm going to sell my house today and give you the keys to my home to sell, I want to know, are you a good person? Do I like you? Do I feel comfortable with you? Are you trustworthy? And video allows you to answer all those types of questions. And I can get to know you without even talking to you because I'm watching your videos.
Yep.
And so you need to ask yourself, what personality traits do you have, and develop those as well. Because you might discover over time, actually, I am kind of funny. Or actually, I'm more educational, which is totally fine. Be you. So the third thing moving on here, this is very important then, is setting your social media business goals. So what do you define as success? And I don't want to spend too much time on this, but this is important to understand. Like, are you a buyer's agent? Or are you really focused on listings? Or do you really, I have a lot of clients that they want to really focus on out-of-state referrals.
Yeah.
They're very referral driven, so they want to get more referrals coming their way. Well, YouTube is a phenomenal way of doing that, and we'll talk more about that here later. Or do you just want to grow and expand your sphere of influence? Number one thing, look at your social media as a database expansion. It's part of your database. If you have 500 friends on Facebook, well, you have 500 people that should be a touch point then.
Yep.
And so forth, whatever platform you're talking about there. But you need to define, what do you define as success for yourself? How many leads are you really aiming for? And then you'll see over time what's realistic and
For sure.
what's not. So it's important to know then, do you want buyers? Do you want sellers? Or a lot of people who want a combination.
Yeah.
They'll take it all. Like, hey, I want referrals, I want new buyers, I want new sellers, and give me it all. So then that's fine too. I mean, if you kind of work with everybody, cool.
Yeah.
But it's important to know that. You need to know what you're targeting.
Yes.
So that is step one. You think that's it?
Yeah, well, this ties directly into the next step here. So knowing who you want to reach will dictate the type of content you make and then how you bring that content forth, right?
Yeah.
So step two, context, right? So defining your context. That's the second C of the 5 C's. And so it's defining your audience based on your goals. So if you are let's say you're part of a team, you're a team lead, and you want to feed your team leads, probably buyers would probably be the easiest route to go, right? You can create content. That's a lot of our clients are making content that way now, where it's creating content that is buyer friendly, right? Things that people that are looking to buy in your city, in your area, out of state, or in a different city, what they would be searching for, right? So that's what they're looking for. That's the kind of content you make. That's what you're attracting, right? And so you have to figure out what it is that you're looking for, how to bridge your content to fit that mold based on age, based on, here in a couple steps, we'll talk about where are they in the funnel, right? And so creating that content based on your target. If you have no idea who you're trying to attack, you're not going to know what kind of content to make. You're just going to make content for the sake of it.
Which never works, by the way. You do not want to make content just to make content.
Yep.
You need to know who your audience is. So think of key things like, if it's sellers, what age are you looking for?
Yeah.
And then buyers, same thing there. Locations, is there certain demographics or areas you're targeting for your location as well?
Yeah. What's the population size there?
Yeah.
Right,
And you might not think, well, why is that important for Facebook or TikTok or anything like that? And there are actual reasons for that, which we'll get into later here.
Yeah.
But it's important to know defining your audience, and then also asking, once you know who that is, let's say it's the age group 30 to 50, for example, whatever that is. Then think about, where are they right now on social media? Are they on Facebook? Are they on Instagram? Are they on YouTube, TikTok? And there are numbers out there you can see, and we also walk our clients through this as well. Usually it's a combination, I would say.
Yeah.
Because David's more involved on certain platforms than I am. We're pretty much the same age.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm really still on Facebook, which a lot of people my age are not, but I like Facebook a lot, and I'm all over YouTube. YouTube is number one by far for me. I spend way too much time on YouTube. I don't use TikTok, but that's not the same for every person in their 30s.
For sure.
So sometimes it's a combination. Sometimes there's more, you want to lean a little more heavy on one thing or another. I will say YouTube is across the board, in my opinion. Yeah,
I want to ask a quick question to the people watching. What platform are you guys on the most? I'd like to just to see, what they think there. I think that'd be great. I see Tracy was truth, to something we said earlier. So you have to find out where they're at. Do some research, because it's funny. A lot of people think TikTok was for kids, and it was, but it has greatly evolved. And there's the 35 to even I think 35 to 55 or some of that age group, the older community, are on TikTok. And what's even crazier too, over the last year, the amount of people that are finding their news on TikTok. They're not going to CNN. They're not going to Google. They're not going or all the other news platforms. They're going to TikTok to find out what is happening in the world. What is happening with? I mean, we look back a couple weeks ago, or maybe a month ago, what's happening with Taylor Swift and Ken Kelsey,
everywhere.
right? It's like people were crazy on there, going like, what's going on? Why is this so important, right? And so, using social media as a way to push out information about your brand, about what you do, about real estate is a great option. So we got some people here: Facebook, Instagram, Instagram. Some are starting to dabble a little bit in TikTok.
And Facebook's huge in real estate.
Oh, for sure,
it
for
really
sure.
is. Like, that's
for sure.
what you can't ignore. So once you kind of know that, then you can go through. I don't want to spend too much time on this because I know we all want to get to the practical tips that you can walk away with here too.
Yeah.
There's stages that your audience is in currently. So once you define your current audience, let's say it is that 30 to 50-year-old range. Let's say that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's different stages that our audiences are at with our video content, or the in real estate, right?
Yeah.
So certain people have more knowledge about real estate than others.
For sure.
And so this applies to more than real estate. If you're doing marketing in general, there's all these different situations where if you're in the workbook right now, there's problem aware or unaware, problem aware, solution aware, product aware, and brand aware. It's kind of a funnel, so to speak.
Yeah.
And David's going to walk us through that here briefly.
Well, to quickly summarize this, we'll use your example of learning how to play the guitar. I myself, I don't know how to play the guitar. And so if I go and sit down in front of a video that's 5 easy steps for beginners, and they start talking about the technical names for the strings or the little spaces between the strings, I'm going to be completely lost. I have no idea. Like I would guess I would be
Well, since
probably
I
problem.
play guitar,
Yeah.
an example, a real example would be like, hey, we're going to learn the pentatonic scale today. And you're like,
Zero clue. I'd be like, okay,
Okay, I don't
well, next video because I am lost.
you're like I
right?
want to learn some AC/DC or something.
Yeah, right. So if it's a beginner's thing, it's like, okay, maybe it's taking it to the basics and saying, okay, guys, these are called strings, and this is.
Or here's how you play a C chord.
Yeah, right. This is the different parts of the guitar. Here's the big part, the bass or whatever I guess it would be called. So it's like
Hearing you describe how the guitar is hilarious.
So to taking that same approach to real estate, you're not going to be talking about FHA loans, conventional VA loans. All of these things. I don't know, for like if you're an investor, there's like a bunch of random terms that.
Well, there's levels to all of these things you're talking. Like the content you're going to be covering as a real estate agent, there's different depth levels to them. Where there's certain beginners who have no clue what you're talking about, then there's others who will. And so understanding where they're at in that whole funnel system is very important. And so, like using that guitar example, I follow a lot of guitar channels on YouTube. The best ones I've seen have a mixture.
Yeah.
Where they'll have beginner lessons on there for people that are starting out. I just don't need to watch those, or maybe I do.
Yeah.
Or they'll have more advanced. And so, when I think a lot of times people who make content assume, number one, people already know who you are. They assume people already, they know I'm the best realtor in whatever city I'm in, and they already know all of these things about real estate because you do. Because you went to school for it, or you went to Honduras, or wherever you got your license, took your classes, and you've been working so long in the industry. You have to remember, it's like if we were to explain how to work a camera to somebody, there's a certain way you can't talk about that because they don't know what they don't know.
Sure.
So I think a lot of times realtors assume people know too much about real estate, where there's a lot of people maybe in that 30-year-old range that have no clue about it. So there's certain ones that are educational, and so that's kind of what that section is about there.
For sure.
So once you've defined your audience, now you define the type of content.
Yeah. So based on part 1 above, right, you can develop your content that you're going to produce. So every video should have a purpose behind it. So we mentioned this briefly in the beginning. The days of just showing up are gone.
Yeah.
There's no more just, well, I posted something.
It's almost like you're just throwing things at the wall and hoping something sticks.
For sure.
It doesn't work. You
There's
have to have a
so
plan.
much. Yeah, there's so much on there. I mean, we already said it's oversaturated.
Yeah.
And that has its effects on your content.
Yeah.
And then you do win a little bit with more, consistency, quality, quantity, right? There's more, there's other things that you can do. But essentially, making content just to make it, it's not going to work, right? So now you have to figure out long form, short form, mixture of both, right? It just depends. I think there was a time where it was all short form. I think, short form's still a great opportunity. Platforms are getting a little longer now. They're going to the longer times again. I don't know about the 20 minutes, the 30, those super long videos that people still post, but platforms are getting longer, right? They're wanting longer videos. TikTok increased their limit to 10 minutes. It used to be 15 seconds or whatever. I think it was like 15 seconds, and then increased it. Now it's at 10 minutes, if not more. And so figuring out that there is a purpose for each of those videos, right? There's a reasoning why you want to make some long forms. There's a reasoning why you want to make short forms, right?
Yeah. And just again with that whole funnel system, we don't know where everybody's at with it. So if you already know this, cool. We'll do it really briefly. Long form, typically going to be horizontal landscape.
Yep.
Is what we call it. But yeah, this way. Short form is typically vertical, portrait mode. And typically I consider long form. It's getting more and more confusing because now TikTok, you can do long form up to 10 minutes vertically. So
yeah.
So, but standard typically is usually 2 minutes longer is a long form on YouTube. On YouTube, it's 60 seconds or less is a YouTube short. So short form is usually 60 seconds or less. I know me personally, and by the way, short form are reels for Facebook and Instagram and YouTube Shorts and then TikTok. Those are the technical names for those. I know, for example, if I'm in Facebook and I'm scrolling in the Reels section, I'm not watching more than 45 seconds. I get bored. If I'm in that mode, you gotta put yourself in your audience shoes. So this is where a lot of content creators get this wrong. They don't think about the experience that the consumer is having while watching the content. If you're doing a short, you gotta remember, put yourself in their shoes. If you're sitting down on the couch and you're just watching shorts, right? You're on Facebook, wherever you're scrolling, and you're in that habit, you're in that mode of scrolling. Think about yourself. How quickly do you scroll? And how long do you stay on a video? Not very long usually, especially if it's not engaging. If you're not interested, it's not engaging, nope, next. Hi, I'm Bob, nope, next. It's quick. It's like 2 seconds.
Yep.
And so you got to think, when you make your content, you decide the type of content, you got to think this way. The whole days of, hey, I'm Susie, blah, 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 and I'm here at this open house today in a short form. Nope. Usually it's what's going to happen unless they really like you. It's your family. It's someone that's, it's Susie. Yeah, I like her. But that's not really who you're targeting.
Yep.
They're already your family. You're targeting people that you want to get new leads. Yeah. So if you got to think this way about your content. And long form is a little different. Long form, typically on YouTube, when someone selects a long form video, they typically go to the page. They're either searching for the content, or they'll see the thumbnails pop up, and they actually choose to watch that video. They're not force fed. They decided to watch your video intentionally. That's a little different then. You can approach your content a little different because hey, I chose, just like you chose to be in this webinar, you chose to sit and talk with us, basically.
Yeah.
It's kind of a similar concept where the shorts, no one chose that. They're pretty much force fed. Yeah. So you got to think that when you make your content. So that's two different types of content, short form versus long form.
And real quick, where are you guys? What are you guys doing right now? Who's in short form? Who's in long form? And obviously, you guys, I can see you guys are on Facebook and Instagram and things like that. But what are you guys posting there? Is it Canva post? Is it just listed? Is it just sold? Are you doing reels, education, or anything like that? Just put it in the chat. I would love to see that.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing I'll say too, with short form, kind of the mindset that we have with it, short form can really get you more exposure just by the way the algorithms work and the way that things can work with those. Typically, short forms get more exposure on a shorter timeline. They kind of have a quick reach and then it fades out. If you've worked with them, you'll notice that. Where long form, it's a little more evergreen. It's a little more. We've had clients that you post a video, not much happens. Then a couple months go by, and all of a sudden the video just starts exploding.
Yeah, I mean, it just happened recently with one of our clients. We posted a video, I think it was like somewhere mid-October.
Yeah.
And it did okay. It right off the bat, a couple hundred views.
This is long form.
Long form, yeah. It's a 5.5 minute-ish video. Jam-packed with information.
Good video.
And it did okay. We were happy with what it did. And then here we go. It was actually like end of December. We're looking at the analytics, and it's just skyrocketing. Yeah. And it still is. I mean, even now, I think when I last checked this morning, like 41,000 views.
For a long form real estate talking video.
Yep. Nothing fancy.
This is not Ken Pozak out and about in Orlando.
No, this is a talking head.
Yeah, sitting in her home studio.
Yep.
Filmed it herself.
Yep, filmed with her phone.
We edited it. We posted it. And,
Yep. Comments, leads.
41,000 people on a high quality video.
Yeah.
And a high value video.
Yeah,
That's the
for
key
sure.
here. It wasn't a gimmicky dancing video. This is
Yeah.
her educating clients on a very popular topic, and it's exploded her. But we'll cover that later. But so there's definitely with long form. There's exceptions to it where like that can happen for sure.
Yeah.
We want it to happen. So long form versus short form. Long form we consider to nurture your audience.
Yep.
Because you're really adding so much value. Think about it logically. Long form, you can film up to 20 minutes if you want, or even longer. How much value can you pack in that video?
Yep.
A lot. Short form, you got 60 seconds usually, so you can't put that much value in it.
Yep.
So one gets you more reach, one gets you more value and nurturing,
Yep.
and that's, we feel, typically you can get leads from short form.
Yep.
You absolutely can.
Yeah.
We feel the more effective use is a combination of both long form and short form, but long form is really where we feel people get the most leads from because the value's there.
For sure. Yeah, and you know, we've listed here some tips or some ideas of what you can, like what is the long form video based on moving to your city, market trends, educational videos. Like in the chat right now, we have the working, you know, Tracy's working on both. Yep, Tracy is working on both right now. We're excited to see what comes out of her recording day tomorrow. And then, so we have the Homes team, long form community info and new listings. Great. And I don't know if we have time, we'll probably go into little tips and tricks that you can use for your listing videos to really just bring it up a step. I mean, you know, the generic layout, filming the home, that's all good and dandy. I think it's now the norm. There's ways to go up above and you know, elevate that, but we'll go into that if we have time. And then we also have short form for home tips and current news. Perfect, great right there. We have mostly shorts from form reels, and she's starting on long form. That's Michigan Living. That's Lauren McCown, one of our clients as well.
Awesome. So yeah, and then short form, kind of similar. You have educational videos. They're all short. Market updates you can do, like quick ones. I like short form for hot topics, like giving a quick update on something.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
You hear something, hey, mortgage rates just dropped. Like that's a good short form because you can do a hook on that, which we can get to later. Hybrid's the best though, where you take your long form and then create shorts from the long form.
Yep.
That's a great way of doing it because it gets you exposure to your long form.
Yeah, and leverage. I mean, just the time.
Yeah, you're filming once and you're getting many pieces of content out of one session of filming, and it's high value, so that's good.
And it helps. Here's a little pro tip. It helps to structure your videos, your scripts.
Yeah.
It helps to structure it so that when you're cutting them into shorts, you know. This
almost
is
like
topic
3
one.
points.
Yeah, you break them down.
And then each point can be a short then.
For sure, for sure.
Yep. So yeah, then that goes into the next part. And this is where I feel a lot of content creators miss this part. This is crucial. Part 3 of the second step is developing 3 essential skills. You got to do these things. I've seen a lot of content creators where they think, oh, I'm posting videos now, I got this, and they just kind of stop developing skill sets. Like any other thing in life, you needed to continue to develop skills. As a realtor yourself, how many times did you go to a CE class? I mean, I don't even know what the requirement is, but I know it's quite substantial each year or however long it is. I'm not a realtor myself, but you have to continue to invest in yourself and continue developing your own skill set.
Yeah.
It's the same on this. And so there's 3 skills that you have to really develop as you continue moving forward. Number 1, first skill is content copywriting. That's writing your script. It's coming up with the ideas. It's writing your hook. It's doing all of those types of things. And that's the foundation of your video.
Yeah. I mean, if your hook is not engaging, they're going to swipe up, right? If it's scripted poorly, if you're not delivering on what, so like obviously, if someone goes on YouTube, they see a title or your thumbnail. Thumbnail usually has some type of title on there, right? Maybe it's 5 ways to blank.
Yeah.
Right? So that's eye catch number 1. If that's not eye catching enough, you lose them there.
Yeah.
Right? Then it's the title, right? What is the title saying, right? It should be something that further I can't think of the word, like helps that title, right? They go hand in hand, right? So those things need to be on par. Those are the first two things people see. They click on it. If your script doesn't match that, you know, 5 ways to sell your home, and then you start talking about baking, or you never give them the 5 ways, it's not, that's not the right way to go about that.
So yeah, writing your scripts and understanding how to do content copywriting is crucial. And then the second, and these are, by the way, these are skills you continue to develop. You don't just arrive one day and you got it all down. You have to keep working on these skills, and you'll get better and better as time goes on. The second skill, and this is a big one too, is how, like technical skills, how to film, how do you use your camera, you know, how to use your microphones, proper lighting techniques, setting up, if you're going to do YouTube, we really recommend like a home YouTube setup. It's super easy to do, but evolving that and setting that up and making it professional looking, or at least somewhat intriguing. Camera angles are important, and then knowing simply when to record vertical versus horizontal.
That's huge.
Technical skills are very important because when it comes to, our goal is to create high value videos over consistency over time, like with consistency over time. That's the formula. High value is not just the content copywriting. It's not just the script. It's not just what you're saying. It's also, is it good enough for me to watch? I mean, you got, I don't know how many, you have millions of videos being posted on YouTube every day. If your video looks like garbage, people are not going to watch it.
For sure.
It's just period. And a lot of people, you know, we've heard, well, my content's not doing good. Well, there's reason, there can be, and that might sound harsh. But with our clients, we work with this where it's, we want the best for you. And you have to develop these skills where if it looks bad, the audio sounds horrible, you got wind blowing all over the microphone, and whatever the case is, or you're chewing gum while you're talking, or there's just little things of like techniques that will kill your YouTube channel. And
and it's usually that simple. I think a lot of people like to overcomplicate it. Oh, my content's not doing good, I must be shadow banned, or the right people, you know, maybe I didn't put the right tags, or it's like, sometimes it's as simple as, I'm sorry, but you need to upgrade your phone. You can't be recording on a potato anymore, right? Especially when we have iPhones, you know, 14, 15 just came out, and it's like, the quality on those phones are amazing. We're using studio, you know, we have, you know, $5,000 cameras obviously today, but, you know, a lot of our, actually all of our clients, I think maybe a few actually had cameras that they're using, but for the most part, all of them use their cell phones. Super easy to use. The quality is amazing. And, you know, like Adam just talked about, like we recommend that you have a home studio. That's not just because, oh, it's going to look great and it's going to look fantastic. We know that you guys as realtors are busy. And if you, it's just another, I don't want to, you know, no disrespect here, but it's another excuse for you not to record, right? So it's, if you have a home studio or an office, something like this. So this office is, you know, our office here, and it's set up. It's good to go. So it's like you sit down, you turn on the lights, you know, you turn on the lights behind you, you get your seat, you get your little bottle of water, you hit record, and you're ready to go. There's not, well, let me take everything out, or I don't know where I put my microphones, or, you know, whatever the case may be. So that's why we push the home studio so much. And it doesn't have to be anything fancy. A tripod, cell phone, a light, your microphones, you're good to go.
Well, same. Most realtors have a morning routine. And they talk about morning routines. The more obstacles you remove, the easier it is. It's like working out. If you're gonna have a regular workout routine, the more things you remove that are gonna hinder you from making excuses, the better. Same with filming content. If you have to, well, I gotta set this up, and I gotta go find a film crew, and I gotta go find a location somewhere, and the excuses add up, and well, and then you got listing appointments, you got buyers to go meet with, you got contracts, you got this problem over here, this guy needs this, and then you got kids, and there's so many things. So make it simple. That's all we're saying there. So skill 3, then this is very important too. How to talk on camera. This is, I've seen both spectrums of this. That we've seen where people get so animated and over the top, and it's like, do you really talk like that? And then we've seen the opposite where people get frozen and you're like, deer in the headlights, which is kind of natural because the camera's on. The key here is being you. You need to represent yourself. You're selling yourself, being the most authentic version of you that you can be. But there's skills to this. I will say Jeff is a master at talking on camera. He's a master at talking on stage. Very comfortable. He's done it so much. This is a skill you have to develop. You know, your first videos, if you've never filmed before, they're not going to be the greatest. They just won't, because you're going to make mistakes. You're going to say a lot of ums and
Yep.
things like that. We can help with that kind of stuff, but your first videos typically aren't the greatest, but it's a skill you develop over time.
For sure.
And you really want to work on your flow, your cadence, your tone, your speed. I tend to talk too fast, as you might be thinking right now. Like, you have to work on those kind of things.
Me
and
too.
Just you have to be reminding yourself, okay, I need to slow down here, or I need to think of how I said that,
Yeah.
and improving your videos. That's very important.
This is the one time that you can channel this negative connotation. Obviously, it's they say realtors are like car salesmen, right?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's negative, right? Obviously, but this is the one time you can lean into that, and the way that they communicate, they slow down when they really want you to
Yeah.
to pay attention, right?
Don't be gimmicky though. Like,
Yeah, for sure. But it's
Be you,
there's
but-
a time
Well,
to
it's just being a salesman.
yeah,
Like,
100%.
Yeah.
And it translates to video.
Yeah.
And I think the easiest way to start to develop that and work on that is to have conviction in what you're doing,
Yeah.
the product that you're selling. A lot of realtors, I had a meeting with one of my clients, and I was like, it's easy to show the what, the house. You show the house. It's easy. Boom. Here you
Yeah.
go. Done. It's easy to even show. It's easy to say your why, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it because I love helping people. I hear that all the time. I got into real estate because I love helping people. I love connecting them to the home, right? That's fine and dandy. But when it comes to like showing someone, like showing them like why you truly do this,
Yeah.
and having conviction in the sense of like, I'm not selling you this home. I'm not trying to connect you to this home or helping you buy a house or sell your house, whatever the case may be, because of the money. Yeah, of course, it's a job. But really showing them and having
Yeah.
conviction in the fact that I do this because I truly love it. I have my client's best intention in mind. You change the way you speak, right?
Yeah, I mean, in short, as a content creator, your content will be better when you're passionate.
Yeah.
And you can actually see it, you can hear it in your video. When that comes through, your content will be far better. And that takes time, because you have to overcome your fear of being on camera first, and you have to develop your skill building with your scripting and all of that. But those are the 3 skills that you really got to build on as you move forward in the steps there.
Yeah.
And so once you've done all of these things, you've self-discovery,
Yep.
you've discovered who your audience is,
Yep.
then you've discovered, okay, now I know those 2, I'm going to do what kind of content I'm going to create. I'm going to create long form with short form, and I'm going to do YouTube with Facebook, put the shorts on Instagram, and I'm going to do
Yeah.
like, you have your plan.
Yeah, this is your
Now-
content strategy,
Yeah.
right? This is a all-encompassing content strategy, but within that, there's also, like you just said, like you have to know, again, just a quick recap, you have to know who you want to talk to, how you want to talk to them, what kind of content you're going to put, where you're going to put that content.
Yep.
Is the content that I'm recording the right way? Is the quality good? Can they hear me? Can they see me? Is what I'm saying correct, right? All of that stuff
And the end
gets
goal
together.
is to get to leads.
Correct.
So, but you have to do these things first to
Yep.
get to the leads. So you developed all of these. Now the next part, you started creating videos. You started launching videos on whatever platforms you've chosen. The videos are getting better and better and better as you're launching these. Then we move to step 3. And this is where things start to get interesting. But again, a lot of people want to jump to step 3 and 4 and 5 without focusing on step 1 and 2 first. So step 3 is conversation. It's now you've begun to engage with your viewers. So you've been providing a valuable product online now. You've been producing valuable videos, compelling content. You're starting to get an audience now. People are starting to watch your videos regularly. This is what should be happening over time. Then, at the same time, you need to start engaging this audience. And there's different ways, we'll briefly go over with this, different ways to do that. Depends on the platform you're on.
Yep.
If you're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, even LinkedIn, by the way. LinkedIn's a great video now. They're doing things there. You can start working on that too.
Yeah.
But when it comes to those platforms specifically, you really need to engage the platform. It's not like YouTube. Like YouTube, you can just post. You should be commenting on your own videos, but you don't really go, engage and build friends and that kind of stuff as much.
Yeah.
There are communities and stuff on there, but really,
sure.
Facebook, you should be adding friends to your database. Instagram especially. Instagram, you're going to focus on that. I like to tell our clients, at first especially, you should have more people that you've clicked follow on, then you have followers.
Yeah.
Until you've arrived. There comes a point when you've like someone like Jeff doesn't need to have more.
Yeah.
He's
yeah.
got more followers because of his status and what he's earned. But you should be, because here's why. On Instagram, typically we find that 1 out of 2 people follow you back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe not everybody's going to follow you back, but someone will. So you go there and you start following people. You need to comment on other people's posts. You just got to be engaging, not just with your own videos, but on the platform itself.
Well, yeah. It's a lot of people just think. I think it's global. It's not just realtors, but a lot of people on social media think, I did my part because I posted, or my video. I've been posting consistently for a month, a year, whatever the case may be. That's perfectly fine. That's great. That's just one portion of it. That's one fraction of there. It's social media is a reciprocating algorithm, so to speak, right? The what you give in, like what you put in, you will get back.
Yeah.
Not just in the sense of, okay, I'm going to post and I'll get views. Yes, that works that way for sure. But it's also, I'm going to engage. I'm going to spend some time reaching out, liking, commenting.
Well, I mean, think about this. I heard, this is a long time ago, so this might be outdated. I was taught that something along the lines of, in real estate, to get a lead, it takes like 7 touch points sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, 7 before they do that. I've heard that.
How many is that now, guys? Put that in the chat. Let me know.
Tell me if I'm completely wrong. But think about how many times you got to touch somebody before they might convert to becoming an actual lead for you. Well, think about it on social media. If you're just posting videos and that's it, you're not really touching them as much as you definitely could be. And on YouTube's a little different, but when it comes to these other platforms, engage with them. Say happy birthday. Say, hey, oh, that's a cute picture. Whatever the case is. Like, comment, engage, be present.
Yeah.
And then that starts to build the community.
14 now, according to
14, wow.
for Tracy over in
So I mean, think
the
about it.
Carolinas.
That's so many touch points you got to have. Well, social media is not much different.
Yeah.
You know, one of my biggest frustrations, this might be cynical, but one of my biggest frustrations are the people who just comment on me once a year, happy birthday, that I've never talked to. I'm like, I don't even know who you are at this point.
Yeah.
So it's like, don't be that way. Like, actually engage with people, and people might like you back.
Yep.
They might actually like, oh, that's nice. They're commenting. Everybody loves that. Who doesn't love it when people like your post?
Yeah.
Like, that's how we're addicted to it. So engage.
And a pro tip, comment on, like I got what I'm saying, you should be following more accounts. Follow the big accounts. I mean, maybe not the biggest accounts in real estate, but a bigger account, someone that's doing, someone that's above you, and then start commenting on their posts and be consistent, be honest, be genuine when you comment on them. But here's the pro tip: the more you show up on their stuff, people are gonna see that.
Yep.
Because people read the comments. That's one of the first things I do now. It's like I'll start watching a video. Maybe I don't understand it.
Yeah, go to the comments.
Yeah, I go in the comments because I want to see what people. Because it's usually the funniest parts.
It's like reviews.
Yeah, and so then I'll see. If I follow someone, oh, there goes. I'm going to use Tracy as an example. There's Tracy commenting on this person's account, and she's here again, and she's here over here in this post. Who is Tracy? Yeah. And I'm going to click on it. It's like, oh, she's a realtor, and then wow, look at that, right? So it's an easy way to also get some exposure to your account.
So yeah, and there's ways then you can actually, in your videos, we don't have much time left, so we can't give out too much here on this part of it, but once you get to this point, there's ways in your videos that you can actually do creative things to get people to comment on your videos. Call to actions and things like that, where you can say, hey, leave a comment if this, or this. Or Greg did a cool video where he just posted this video on YouTube about Lowe's versus Home Depot, and which side are you on? And that got tons of exposure because people were commenting. And the more you comment on a video, the more that platform starts to push it. So there's ways to do that, but then in commenting back is very important.
Yes.
So if someone comments on your video, you should go in there and comment back. So that starts to build, the whole pattern here is now once you've created this you have high quality videos, you start to create conversation. Conversation then leads to connection, which is step 4. And by doing connection, you're creating a community. You're creating people who actually start to build some brand recognition, start to like you, and it's all about building your brand.
Yep.
And so once you've started engaging your audience, you start to build a community of your audience, and this is huge. On these platforms, you actually have people who begin to like you, get to know you. That's what this is all about. High quality leads are people who actually want to work with you.
Yep.
So you have to get them to that point, and this is part of that process. And on this step, you take the engaging part of your video even further about asking for them to get involved in something with call to action.
Yeah. Yeah.
This
And
is where you really develop that skill of getting them involved.
Yeah, and that could be, I mean, as simple as, having a freebie. I tell all my clients, do you have a preferred vendors list, right, for your area? Do you have a newsletter? Newsletter is probably the easiest, but anything that you can give out for free, maybe it's a buyer's guide, pre-listing,
Yeah.
a pre-listing, one sheeter, anything that you can provide them value. There's no strings attached. Just the fact that the only thing that you need is an email, name and last name, right?
Yep.
And set that up via your, a website. Even Facebook has options to help you with that. But anything that you can give them to say, hey, be part of this. Maybe it's join a Telegram or a Discord. I give out this, or I do these types of events. Anything that can get them off social, because you do not own that platform.
No.
Right, into your CRM.
Yep. Yeah, and that's where step 5 then, generating actual leads, is conversion. That's where we start to really take leads from social media. And like David said, you really want to get these people from, like, let's say YouTube. There are ways to get people from YouTube to your CRM.
Yep.
And it's using newsletters, a whole lot of creative ways to do that. But people want to jump to that step. So the whole purpose of this webinar was talking about the 5 steps to generate leads. You can't jump to step 5 without doing step 1, 2, and 3 first, and 4.
And they take time.
They take a long time because no way, someone is not going to engage with you if your quality of your content is horrible. It's just not. If your script writing's not good, you don't really know who you are as a realtor yet, you don't really know who your audience is, throwing stuff at the wall and hoping something sticks, it's not going to generate leads.
Yeah, because it's going to show people a level of what you're going to do to their home.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. Yeah. So, and step 5 in the workbook, you'll see there's different things we put here. We don't have time to go over all of them. There's different things we put here that actually generate leads, like, word of mouth and referrals, different search algorithms. If you're doing long form, for example, people actually search, best cities to live in near Cleveland, Ohio. That's an actual search people search for.
Yep.
I would want to answer that question.
Yep.
If I'm a realtor today, I'm doing long form video on YouTube answering that specific question.
Yeah.
Like 5 reasons you should move to Westlake, Ohio. 5 reasons you should move to Avon, Ohio.
Yep.
I might even do a fun video on 5 things you shouldn't know, or 5 horrible things about Cleveland, but it's a satire video.
Yep.
People do that kind of stuff for fun, and it works. So
yeah. And here's again another pro tip: use TikTok as a search engine. Okay. So if you type in, mainly for like real estate trends, anything, if you're going to do those kind of videos, maybe even market updates, but if you type in, why are people moving to Cleveland, right, as an example, it'll also give you related searches.
Yeah.
And this is what other people are searching. So then now okay, maybe I don't want to make a video on why people are moving to Cleveland per se, right? Maybe it's a different title or something like that.
Yeah.
But people are searching, I don't know, maybe it's a Westlake, maybe it is an Avon, maybe it's a different city, but you're going to get the top related searches that people are looking for on that platform. Yep. So then you can take that and create your content based on, again, what people are searching for. Yep. Versus just an idea that you had. Yeah.
So that's our roadmap to success. That's how we walk our clients from point A to point B. Point B being, let's get some leads for your business. And that's a lot. There's a lot of steps there. There's a lot to really absorb. And so what we do then is we have a lot of products that we offer to come alongside of our clients and actually hold their hand through this process.
Yeah.
Because really, it's all about leverage. And as a real estate agent, if you're not working with buyers and sellers and setting listing appointments and all of those types of things, cold calls, all of the traditional marketing and prospecting, you're not going to get leads. Your business is going to grow.
Yeah.
You got to leverage people, and that's what we come alongside. So we have a couple of packages in your workbook. You'll see, and if you can put the website in the link as well, we have a couple different solutions to all of this, where we do exactly what we just showed you. We do that with you on a weekly basis, where we actually coach our clients on the types of videos they should make. Say, okay, this is what your goal is. Well, here's some videos you should make, and we meet with our clients once a week, and then we go through that. Help them film those videos. They usually film them themselves based on our advice. And then we edit the videos, we post the videos, and we track the analytics and all that fun stuff to get them to this point where you're actually generating leads. And the reason I'm saying all of this, because today and today only, we are offering a 20% discount for anybody who wants to sign up. Here's how it works. So it's 20% off for the first 3 months. All of our programs are month-to-month commitment after 3 months. The first 3 months is what the commitment is. After that, it goes to a month-to-month commitment. So here's how the 20% works. If today you go to our link and you actually schedule a consultation with David or myself, then we will actually give you the 20% off if you decide to sign up. But the consultation has to be scheduled today. We have to do the consultation today.
Yeah.
We just need to schedule it today. That way we know you're on the webinar. And yeah, so if you're interested, please go see our website. Love to talk to you more about all of that and how we can help you. If you're going to the summit, the Live Unreal Summit in Phoenix, we're going to be there.
Yep.
We'll have a booth in the foyer. I'll be backstage directing, and David's going to be doing things there too. You'll see our whole team there. So come see us there if you're going to be there at the summit for Live Unreal. And yeah, thank you so much for joining. Hopefully you got a lot of value out of this today and you feel encouraged and that you can actually go and win on social media.
Yeah. No, This is exactly what we do for our clients. Obviously, our meetings go a little bit more in depth, right?
Yeah.
But this is the same roadmap that we use, that we've seen work. We've tried it. We've had countless of clients have success on social and continue to have success on social.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's just a way to leverage the time.
Absolutely. Well, awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time, and have a great day.